Hey yconic, this is Defeating Procrastination, productivity hacks to help you get things done, and my name is Hamza Khan. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to discuss the 3 elements of focus, and for each of those elements, I'm going to give you 1 strategy for a total of 3 strategies. Defeating procrastination is all about getting focused, and your ability to focus depends on the 3 elements: time, energy, and attention. With enough time, you can optimize your energy, and with enough energy, you can pay attention. All 3 elements work together in harmony to unlock your ability to focus. It's time to talk about time. This is my favorite strategy when it comes to making the most of my time. This is how I beat procrastination. I embrace constraints. I simulate constraints in the absence of them. Let's start with Parkinson's law, which states that work expands so as to fill the time allocated for its completion. Such that if you give yourself 2 weeks to do a project, it'll take 2 weeks. But if you give yourself 2 days to do that same project, well then your time, energy, and attention will naturally reconfigure to achieve the same goal within the new set of time. So use this law to your advantage. Next up, we've got the DASH method, a model that you might recall from my previous video on beating burnout. This is a perfect example of how to use Parkinson's law. Decide how exactly a project at hand is going to end. Will it be time-based, energy-based, result-based, or feelings-based? For example, if you're writing an essay, how will you know when to stop? Well, decide in advance. Are you writing for an hour? That's a time-based dash. Are you writing until you're exhausted? That's an energy-based dash. Are you writing until you've written 2,000 words? That's a results-based dash. Or are you writing until you've read what you've written and say, damn, that's a really good essay? That's a feelings-based dash. Either way, decide how something is going to end. And get creative. Feel free to combine 2 or more of these dashes together. Now let's talk about the 2-minute rule. If something can be done in under 2 minutes, just do it. Don't overthink it, just get it done, because it'll probably take you more time, more energy, and more attention to prioritize it for later. Next, try counting to 5 whenever you're reluctant to start something. For example, I get really nervous before public speaking and recording videos just like this, but I have to do it. So how do I psych myself out? I use this rule, counting backwards or forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at 5 you do the thing, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and at 1 you do the thing. You have no choice but to show up and show out. Next is the 3-minute rule. If you find yourself stuck on something, give yourself just 3 minutes to figure it out, but not all of it, just enough to gain momentum. For example, if you're trying to find a quote from a book and don't know where to begin, well, rather than being overwhelmed, focus yourself by turning on the timer and giving yourself just 3 minutes to complete only the first part of the task, which is pick a book. By breaking down the task into small, bite-sized pieces, you can gradually advance the project. Next, try the Pomodoro technique. Humans can only really focus on something for 25 minutes at a time tops. The Pomodoro technique is a way to structure your work into neat 25-minute blocks with 5-minute structured breaks tacked onto each of them. A full Pomodoro cycle will give you a quality 2 hours of focused, deep work. So let's say you want to write a scholarship application. We'll break it down like this. Write for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break, and then repeat this 4 times or as many times as necessary. Finally, establish what I call now deadlines. At the end of meetings, especially the type where you have decisions that really haven't been made about anything, be the one person to ask, okay, what do we need to do right now? And make sure that you and other people do it before the meeting is done or immediately afterwards, because this will prevent you from having useless meetings that go nowhere, or worse, the dreaded meetings about meetings. Okay, yconic, that was time. Now let's dive into energy. The strategy here is simple. Manage your 4 layers of energy. Regularly ask yourself, how healthy are you? How happy are you? How well can you focus on something? And why are you doing all of this? You owe it to yourself to think about your energy along these lines, and then think about what it would take for you to fill your energy buckets. Because every time you do something, every time you do your schoolwork, write an application or whatever, you empty your energy buckets. After this video, for instance, I'm gonna lose physical and mental energy. And so I have to be thoughtful and carve out time in my calendar to replenish myself. And now for our 3rd and final element, attention. If you're bogged down by papers, emails, text messages, and other things that need your attention, remember this. If you touch it once, do it or defer it. Let's say you open up an email from your teacher or professor with a question about an assignment you submitted. Our tendency is to think, oh man, stressful, we shouldn't deal with this right now. Put this away, future me is gonna deal with this. But what happens? Future you keeps on putting it off. So when you touch something, decide on what to do with it right away. Either do the action and close within that item, or put it in your to-do list calendar and schedule it for a later time, and don't let it sit there indefinitely. I know this was a lot of information, and I want you to take some time to digest it all. And that's why I'm going to leave you with my favorite quote about productivity, which is on your screen right now. Move before you are ready. When you feel that you must work harder to get to your goal because you are not quite prepared, you are more alert and more inventive. This venture has to succeed, and so it will. Yconic, thank you so much for your time, energy, and attention. I hope you found this video to be valuable, and know that we've got a lot more where it came from. Now go out there and make it happen.